you are so good at looking after your energy, you know, like best. I was saying to Fiona before you came on, like I was like, Solara's the best person I know in terms of like if she needs a rest, she takes a rest. If she needs to like say no to somebody, she says no to somebody. Like I feel like you truly look after your life force energy better than anybody I know, and I'm sure it's because of the level of channeling. But I just wanted to ask if you had anything on that as a little outtake for people.
Well, what you're describing as looking after your life force energy and me being good at, I would say, is your observations about how good my boundaries are, which is also something that you've said to me. You are very good boundaries. And that has come, let's say, in you often see me in a teaching context when I'm with groups and that kind of thing. And because I channel as well, which according to how your physical body is and what the circumstances are, when you direct voice channel, which is like a version of trance channeling, then it can take up a lot of energy and also need a lot of integrating afterwards. So it is in that context that I have got better with preserving my life force energy. And it's almost like literally um, saving my life, like stopping me from complete burnout, is that I become aware, particularly with other people, of when I need to be on my own. So, for instance, with the podcast today, when I initially asked about will it be videoed or is it a voice thing, I'm aware that for me, probably because I'm vain and worried about what I look like on a video, I was aware that it would take more energy for me if we were videoing than it would if we were speaking. And I knew that I only had enough energy to do a speaking interview and not a video interview. So it also comes with age. I'm turning 66 this year. And as you go into your 50s and your 60s, and you are outside of that original, the amount of energy consumption that is taken with family, looking after children, setting up a house, setting up a business, career decisions, and things like that, you tend to be over the hill as far as that's concerned. Because although I'm still working, I have the luxury of deciding when and how I'm working. And I certainly have never been able to cope with a 9 to 5 job. I don't know how people do that 9 to 5 job thing, especially when you have to go into an office. So part of knowing how much energy a particular activity or being with certain people is going to take and what you need in relation to that is much, much easier, let's say, for women after menopause. So you just enter into your wisdom years at the age of 52, according to the Mayan calendar. And in those wisdom years, one of the things that is just naturally more apparent is what you are prepared to give your energy to. If women in their wisdom years are not able to act on that, if they're not able to tune into what is draining their energy and what they need in order to stay healthy and sane, their physical health deteriorates very rapidly. And that is something that is true for me as well. If I do too much or I allow too much of what isn't good for me, like being too much in social situations where there's a lot of alcohol or there's an energy that I don't appreciate, then the drainage that it has on me in terms of how tired I am afterwards or the next day or that week or how long it takes to recover from that is very evident. So I could say that with age, it becomes easier to look after your life force energy.
Mhm.
And also, your body, your biology is far less forgiving. You know, when you're young, you can drink a lot of alcohol, you can have a bit of a hangover, but just carry on.
Especially if you channel. If you channel, you
Sorry.
can't. If you channel, you absolutely cannot
Oh,
hang
yeah.
with channel with hangovers when you get older. Like those two do not go together.
No, and the thing is that there is the aspect of your physical health. And then, if you are on your awakening path, which means that you have a desire to be of service, no matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're a school teacher or a milkman or a bus driver or a yoga teacher, it doesn't matter. The path of awakening means that you are ready to wake up to your full potential. And automatically, with that, you get this desire to serve, to help people. I don't mean to be a servant. I mean to help others, to awaken others, to be a ray of sunshine in the world, to do whatever you can do to raise the vibration. And an easy way to understand raising vibration is just to be happy, to help other people be more happy. That is a path of service, even if it's just smiling at somebody on the underground, on the tube, on the train or bus, um, giving up your seat for someone, random acts of kindness, being a nice person, just working in the vibe of love and cooperation. Like that is being of service, that is being on your awakening path. So if that is your underlying and overriding purpose in life, then you become more aware of energy. You become much more aware of energy in terms of what drains you and what feeds you. And another way of saying that is what makes you unhappy and what makes you happy. Because when you're happy, you have a higher vibration, you have more physical energy, and you feel good. And when you're unhappy, which could be any emotion from sad to frustrated to angry to whatever that is, the feeling that doesn't feel good, it means that your frequency is low and that you're spreading that low frequency to the people around you, and you don't feel like being of service or helping anybody because you feel shit. When you feel shit, you don't help other people. You don't have any desire to help other
And
people.
you don't actually have the
And I had a
energy.
friend at university.
You don't have the energy to help.
Sorry?
You don't have the energy to help other people. It takes a lot of energy to be of service,
No,
actually.
and there's a thing that has always stuck in my head that a friend of mine at university, her mother had very alternative ideas, and she just said some things sometimes that were wise and that stuck in my head, which whereas my mum and dad never said anything wise. So she said about people being nasty to my friend because she was bullied at school. She said, nobody who is happy is nasty. If somebody is being mean or nasty, it's because they're unhappy. And I'm not saying it well because she said it in a much more elegant way. But that really stuck with me because I had to reflect over and over again when anybody was being a version of mean or nasty to me, or attacking me, or criticizing me, or whatever it is, it made me think that person must be unhappy because you don't do bad things when you're feeling happy. You're not mean to people when you're feeling good.